Divine greetings, entities, energies, the lovelies, bodies of light, the seekers and sojourners of truth, the 144, chosen of the chosen few, in the plane in the sky. I greet you in the love that lights the truth from my heart to yours. I am Celestial Earth, and this divine energy essence of it all, reporting to you live from nowhere other than dimension number 5, the fifth dimension, and the place to be. Stand up if you in here with me. If you just coming in, take a look around and see what you're seeing, feel the energy, feel the vibrations. I'm pretty sure it feels different, right? I know for some of you who just get in here, I know what that was like. It's like, oh my God, like you're looking at people and places and nothing looks the same. So welcome to the next timeline shift in your timeline, Ashe. And as usual, I bring you the news to infuse. If you so choose to infuse with that light on the light grid, and if not, it's your choice. Hey, I can't tell you nothing. But if you do not infuse, you refuse. And these refusals will get you fried on the grid. Alarm, 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 as I said. Right? And so there's a lot of this happening. Ashe, ashe. I'm still working on catching myself with that word. The detachment is real in these spiritual streets. So with that, today is a day of a trine. Like I was looking at this trine even when I gave the last message about the cosmic conversation with the greater aspect of the sun and Saturn and Uranus, and then the weaker aspect of Pluto and Uranus, right? But today it's mainly, I'm seeing the fullness of it more now, is really the moon. The air trine is with the moon. Not the moon, excuse me, the sun. The sun going into today's another month. We're in another house. So for those of you who have the 5D calendars, you know this is the month of Jehudi. This is the month of Gemini, right? It's the next month. And so as the sun enters into that house, it is that next cycle and that next month. If we're really following the timeline according to the cosmos and the Earth's cyclical nature, natural, the Medu Netter, the divine nature, this is it stepping into its next phase, its next house. And so with the sun going into an air sign, it is a air trine between the sun and Pluto, right? So this brings a refocus to the revelations. It's a refocus of the revelations, and it's a reflection into the update, into the, I would say, an update of the full moon. As I said, that full moon was so potent, we can look at it all week. And so this is probably going to be my last update because I really wanted to share the cards with you that were pulled on that day. I haven't shared a card reading in a long time. I tend to not really do it. I don't know, I just feel like it hasn't been my calling on YouTube to kind of share it. I may share it like on my Facebook or Instagram, but it hasn't been my calling. I don't really feel called to share it unless, something like now. The way the cards came up with this full moon, it was like, yeah, I got to share this message. So this is also coming with that update. So it's to let you know, this cosmic conversation here is to let you know, remind us about the refocusing, how this trine, this air trine, is having us focus back. It's like focus back on Pluto, right? Because remember, the sun is our outer world. So where the sun shifts and moves, it's our outer world. And it's just literally leaving out of Taurus. So we're still the sun is still in a very close connection to Taurus and Uranus, as it just had its conjunct with Uranus a couple days ago on the 17th. So just 3 days ago. So we're not far from it in degrees. You have to look at degrees as like days, right? So we're only a couple of days, a couple of degrees off, literally about 3 to 4 degrees off of the sun being with Uranus in Taurus. So this is why I said it was like a weak trine between Taurus, between Uranus in Taurus and Pluto in Aquarius. And even though they're not in the same elemental sign, which is what gives it the identification of it being a trine because it's usually in the same sign or the same house, the same element. They share the same element, and that's what would make it a trine. So the sun actually going into Gemini right now, or Judy, it is actually in the air sign. So there's that trine happening. And so it's bringing it to the outer world, bringing what? Pluto. And when it gets to 3 degrees, where Pluto is, I believe it's at 3, it may be 3 or 4, but when it gets to that exact degree with Pluto, then it'll really be, bringing that reflection, bringing that revelation to the forefront, right? And it's Uranus is only a couple of degrees off behind. So even though it's in a different sign, it's at an awkward trine, if I can say that. It's in a different sign, so there's an awkward trine. But there's a trine going on nonetheless. So it's still echoing or reverberating like what Uranus and the sun had shaken up. Like that's still being carried out and echoed. Like it's like the sun is dragging that with it. Like, hey, I done showed y'all that. Bam, in your face. And now it's bringing it over into like, we gonna carry this into Gemini, and we gonna give it some air. We gonna give it some wind. And in a couple of days, Saturn is about to hit into Aries, and it's going to add fire to the wind. The wind trine is going to, fan the flames of what Saturn is going to be coming in to do in Aries, in the house of Aries, Ashe, as it's closing out its karmic cycle. So with that said, let me go into that's just to kind of share that cosmic conversation of what's happening right there. And I'll talk more about that fanning the flames when we talk about Saturn, Ashe. But I really want to get into this as I'm closing out the full moon update. So let's reflect on that a little bit, right? This was just about a week ago. All right, so we want to look at that. And this has a message. Generally, it's a general message. And something a little extra for the 144, a little bonus message or pull for the 144. So overall, as these cards were pulled on the full moon, and I just had them put down, the first one is a throat chakra card, and it is the Awakening Genius. If you can get a good look at it, I love these cards. I don't know if the camera gives it justice, but the Awakening Genius, and this is a throat chakra, so it's expression. And this is the first card pulled, is kind of highlighting where we were coming from, where we had been in the past 2 weeks, in the past 6 months, maybe even the past year. But the genius within has been awakening within you, wanting to express itself, wanting to be itself in some type of creative communication. But this genius that is awakening is wanting to be expressed, right? So this is what has been happening. And that's why a lot of us probably have been feeling, kind of like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. But at the same time, like, let me out of this, let me out of here. Like that inner genius that knows what it knows, it's no longer willing to play like it doesn't know anymore. That inner genius is ready to express itself and be experienced. And that's what's been happening. That's where we're coming from in the recent past, right? And the next one is where we are, now, especially as of the full moon. So remember, these cards were pulled as of the full moon. See, now they just fell. That's funny. They just fell. It's like, what you want me to say, cards? Let me see what's the message coming in with right now. But this is where we are now, or especially at the time of the full moon, the update, which is Into Me I See. It's one of my favorite cards, and this is a sacral card. It has to do with the sacral, emotional body, relationships. And Into Me I See, the way I love this card, because it's about whatever is going on in the outer world with another relationship, whatever it is, it's a mirror. It's to bring you deeper into you. So the more you tune into this, maybe the more you have an ego death or a do some shadow work with this experience, and the more you peel the layers, the more you're going to see that was just a reflection. That relationship, that situation that is really hitting your emotional body, the sacral, is bringing you deeper into you. So Into Me I See. Whatever it is that's happening, it's about me. It's me, oh Lord. as they say, standing in the need of prayer. You know, that's how it goes. It's me, it's me, it's me, oh Lord. So this is where we're coming from, the awakened genius, and where we were in that moment as I pulled these on the full moon. So this is the energies off of the full moon, that these were pulled, right? And make sure I put it back in order. Like, I see you, I see what was happening here. That's the help. That's what's being hidden. Okay, what's being hidden is a solar plexus card, the storyteller. The storyteller is what's being hidden. So our soul sovereignty, some of us are not seeing our soul sovereignty, and we're having that obstacle, right? Then usually there's an obstacle and what's being hidden at the same time. I believe, okay, spirit is like, no, you got it backwards, put it back around. So it's the time machine, and then the obstacle is stepping into our soul sovereignty. So excuse me, because the cards did fall. So it's like, either way, they kind of play on each other. Whatever is being hidden usually gives into what the obstacle is. So what's being hidden was our time machine in the root. This is a root chakra card. So us feeling like in the root, we don't have enough time, or in the physical world, being really set in the physical world, I don't have enough time. Now is not the right time. Like, a lot of us may be confronted with stuff to bring out that hidden genius, right? To face inner me, into me I see, but we won't do it because it seems like not such a good time. But we're hiding time from ourselves. So when I say it's being hidden, it's not like someone is hiding it from you, but we're hiding it from ourselves because of the belief that we have. This is not the right time. This is not the place. This is not the right, we're looking at how we want it to be convenient, time and space. So because of that, in the time machine, the time that we allot, or what we say, we're hiding time from ourselves, and this hidden time is making it an obstacle to be the author of our own story. Solar plexus, right? To be, and mind you, notice that we had the sacral, the root, the solar plexus. These are the lower chakras that we're all being hit in our lower bodies right now, right? A lot of this has been happening. So because we're saying this is not the right time, the obstacle is being able, you see that key? Being able to, the key is to be able to be the author of your own story, to be able to write your story, to be able to step into your soul sovereignty. But if we continue to hold back because we feel it's not convenient or comfortable, right timing is usually not convenient, not comfortable. So because of that, it's such an obstacle to really step into your true you, to own your individuality, but not in a selfish way, right? To own your individuality as a soul sovereign within the matrix of what is happening, right? And I'm not talking about the divine matrix. Within man-made matrix, it's being hard because you're holding yourself to the time machine of that matrix and hiding it from yourself. So you're hiding the key. You're holding the key and you're hiding the key. It's such an obstacle to get to this key because of that time machine that we are hiding from, or hiding within. Ashe. So what can help us, this is the helper card now, what can help us is to have, and I believe this card did come upside down. There was two cards that came in upside down. Open, let me put it the right way first. Open discovery. And again, another key. See, we got these keys. We got the keys, and if we use the key, it can help us. So this is how our guides want to help us. And this is a throat chakra card. Notice that. Open discovery to all the data and information that is here in the light grid, in the information field, in your auric field, in the auric fields that you come in contact with others. By paying attention to that data, allow yourself to be open to the discovery of all that is in the universe. Allow your guides to help you. Allow the universe to help you. Right? That information, this throat chakra has a lot to do with information, and it's reminding you of that genius within. Let that genius within help you. It's been trapped. We need the key to let it out. Let your angles of light that are within you guide you, because remember, these guides are connected to you as per your angles of light. that you allow to ignite inside of you, depending on the way you have accessed your timeline, depending on the way you have done your work. You allow these angles of light to open up, these rays of light. I was going to say the arrays, same thing, the arrays and these rays of light and hues of light, which is energy and information that wants to come in and ignite you. Allow this, and it came upside down because we have to be careful with it as well. Yes, allow the opening to discovery, but we don't want to fall under the false pretense. We don't want to fall into spiritual bypassing, because people will utilize that and say, oh, but I need to do it this way, or oh, this information, oh, this news, I'm allowing myself to be so mystical, that you allow that information to also mislead you or misguide you. So lean not on your own understanding about it, but to be open to the divine against your, this is why we have to have those ego deaths. The ego has to be removed. With the ego in the way, if you're still holding on to that misappropriated ego, it will misconstrue the opening of this. It will take that key. And this is where we say the parasitic energy likes to play with toys. It likes to play with the, what is it? Playing with the toys of light kind of thing. Playing with the tools of light as toys. So it will take that key and pervert the ways, turning it upside down. And instead of it helping you, it may turn you in a different way and dig you deeper into delusions and the confusions of illusions. So be mindful of what mystical divine guidances that you're going. Be very free from the ego. Do as much ego riddance as you can do, but allow that opening. That's going to be the key, the help, if you allow it. And then what needs to be done, this is the action step, is, let me put it this way first, willing to release. And this is a crown chakra card. So be willing, it was upside down again, be willing to release and release your inhibitions, right? Release your inhibitions, feel the rain on your skin. No, that's how it came to me. But ooh, feel the rain on your skin. I can't feel the rain against my window. The windows, the eyes of the soul. I don't know, it's all just coming to me like that. I'm just giving it to you how it's coming to me, right? Feel the rain. Allow yourself, release your inhibitions, and allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. The skin represents, our feelings, our sensory. We feel things touch us, and the skin has to do with the crown chakra. So to put it all together, right? But the skin is the organ that is connected to the crown chakra, because all of your nerves are connected to your skin. So feel, allow yourself to feel it, and just release. Release trying to control, release trying to hold, trying to have it your way. Back to the time machine, right? Stop letting that time machine be an obstacle. When you release the hold on how it should happen, when it should happen, if you have time enough for it to happen, if it's convenient for another, because you need to be a reflection towards others right now, especially with everything that's going on. Now is not the time to sit by idly and allow people to sow seeds of inauthenticity in your vibratory field. Release and just allow yourself to be. Remember that author, have the key to be the author of your own story. Have that key to open the door to discovery, and with that help, you can release them to their now, and release yourself. Be willing to release yourself. Now, while it's upside down, it's also because, be careful what you release yourself to, for those who are still holding on to their ego. So when I say be careful, I'm speaking to those that are still holding on to your egos. And please do due diligence to check within, because you may say that you're not, but deep down, if you check, if there's anything that you have a fear, or let's call it a concern, because people don't like to say they scared, double check what that concern is. Wink, wink. If you have any concern about something, double check and see if there's any fear there, because believe me, the ego is right there with a armor and protection to protect you, right? And that ego will twist things upside down. That ego that must protect, that is afraid of this new timeline. The higher you wants to jump into this new timeline, but the lower aspects of you that have not gotten over its fears and its shadows is scared of releasing. releasing, having the will to release. So why it's upside down? Because if you're still in that ego aspect, if it exists anywhere, it's going to have you let go of some things misappropriatedly and call it right and say, oh yeah, I needed to let that go anyway. And you may not have necessarily needed to let that go in that way. The letting go, just to be clear, there's something you need to let go in your perspective mentally. So before you do anything physically, because some people just think, yeah, I need to let that person go, I need to let that thing go. But letting it go doesn't mean you worked it out here in your soul's consciousness, here and here. Right? So what we have to do is make sure we've changed the perspective and released it in our soul before releasing something tangibly. Because then we'll just be spiritually bypassing. We'll just do it on the outside and be like, see, I did it. We'll write a release and say, oh, see, I wrote my release. I did it. But you didn't release it here and here. So be careful of that. Ashe? And with that, the outcome is bearing fruit. Bearing fruit, and this is a root. Nope, it's a sacral card. So bearing fruit would be the outcome. So you will be bearing this fruit into the new timeline. And being that it's a sacral card, I'm seeing how we're in the sacral season. And we're almost towards the end of it because we're almost about to enter into summer. So we're in that last stretch of the sacral season. So within the sacral, with everything we've been working through, feeling it in our body, in our emotional body and all of that, we are going to be bearing fruit. Some of you may even be feeling some pains in your sacral because that energy is moving through the body, and it means that you're probably suffering some guilt in your sacral, and that needs to be moved. But if you follow through and do what must needs be done according to the guidelines, especially the last two, opening to discovery and be willing to release, right? Letting go of these obstacles of the time machine and not being able to access your soul's authenticity, right? Once you release that, we'll be bearing fruit into that new timeline, bearing fruit. Let me say it this way, bearing fruit into that sacral chakra, that energy body. And it's not just in the body, right? There's a sacral in your auric field. You also are layered. Your auric field is also layered with these same chakras. One being closest to your body, the root. Two being just outside of that, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So even in your auric field, so not just in your sacral right here where people think it's just in that location, but everywhere that energy persists around you, you're going to be bearing fruit in that energy body, in that emotional body, which allows you to free yourself from any holds, any emotional unrest that have caused mental unrest, mental emotional unrest. It's going to free you so that you can bear fruit from that energy center, through that energy center, into your new timeline via that energy center. Because emotions are the energies in motion, and we got some motion happening, right? So that's that one. That's the end of that one. That will be your outcome. So there's a mini pull, just 3 cards. There's a mini pull, and this I have to dedicate to the 144. Right, this is for that 144, those who are in the 144 frequencies. I call the 144 ascendant or the 144 order. Those who have been really shifted and feeling the hypersensitivity, and you're really just in the atmosphere of the 5th dimension and shifting those timelines, right? And some of us are really working it out. So what I saw was the divine matrix, like boom, this is where we at, y'all. 144 divine matrix. And this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, it's a crown chakra card, up in the higher order. So out of the matrix, you've unlocked, you found the key, you found your way out of the matrix, and you are operating from a time and space reality that is within the divine matrix. You are more likely operating through the true time reality, time zone, right? Which is everything that is in the authenticity, in the vibratory field of authenticity, lighting up on the light grid on higher frequencies in the divine matrix. So this is where you are. Ta-da, you've arrived. And so, what needs to be done while we're there is a lot of sacred reverence. Notice that there's a heart around the world, and look at the key. There's another key again. You have the key in your hands. Your hands also represent the doing. The hands are also connected to the heart chakra, right? So that represents what you're doing in your heart, how you're giving and receiving, because it's both hands, right? The right hand is giving, the left hand is receiving, as per the feminine side. So, and in the midst of that, in the middle of that, there is the key. The key is harmony, and it's having sacred reverence. The reason why it's a crown chakra, because the crown chakra is like total connectivity to everything. It's when you allow yourself to detach from any personal thing. Nothing attached in the personal, no personal attachments, no ego attachments. You see things as they are, even in what's going on with people around you. Yes, they're out we got some parasitic energies coming after your light. We got some people that are doing some darn things, being the host for the opposite energy, we know. But you are so much in tune with connectivity that you do not hold it against them personally. You have no attachment to them. It's almost funny, it's almost laughable when you're watching them. It's like, oh, funny little children. They got their pants down and they don't even know it. You don't really take it personal because you have such a detachment, no personal attachment, which allows you to be connected to everything. That is the crown. You are connected to whatever is happening because you are in so much harmony. You are in so much love of the world, of your mission in this world. And it's not even the world outside of you. It's like the world inside of you. You're in harmony with your mission of what you came to do in this world, because you are the world and you are one with the world. Like it's total sacred reverence with the divine harmony. Like, this is the action step that we are to be taken. So if you're feeling a little milkshaky, especially if this is new to you and it's like, what the, remember to keep this sacred reverence. Remember that you have the key to this love and harmony and unity frequency. So this is the action that we got to be in no matter what's going on. This is why I want to do the solar plexus workshop, because it's really going to help us when I speak more about how to find the humor in things. Really going to work on finding the humor in a lot of things. So that is going to be the tool to help you stay focused.